Ladies and gentlemen, Raila Odinga was today officially unveiled as the Azimio One Kenya Alliance presidential candidate. And I noticed several things which we needed to analyze. For example, who is likely to become Raila Odinga's running mate in 2022? Will that person be Kalonzo Musyoka? Or will that person be from the larger Mount Kenya region? The other question which we should be asking ourselves is the implication of that endorsement of Raila Odinga. Should William Ruto supporters go ahead wakati miti sugoi, or should they go ahead and kata suti for William Ruto's inauguration? But I also noted several other things also. For example, why was that delay occasioned? Apart from that, there are other things which we are going to analyze. But for now, I want us to look at the absence of Martha Karua. Why was Martha Karua absent from this event? Because for those who remember, just yesterday, Martha Karua was present when One Kenya Alliance leadership was signing their coalition agreement. And today you also observed that individual parties signed into the Azimio la Umoja movement. So why was Martha Karua absent? In this video, I want to give you the reasons why Martha Karua was absent. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, let us ask ourselves several questions before we go into why Martha Karua was absent. The first question I want to ask, do you think Martha Karua can actually bring numbers to Azimio? That's the first question. Assuming she was appointed the running mate, or assuming she signed this document, are there numbers she was going to add? That's the first question. Basically, the question is there numbers which Martha Karua was going to add in the absence or in the presence of Uhuru Kenyatta? Or are there numbers she was going to add which Uhuru Kenyatta cannot add to Azimio? That's the first question. The second question is, the women in this country have been looking up to a running mate. One of the potential running mate was actually Martha Karua. How will this impact on the women factor in Kenyan politics? So that's something which Martha Karua was supposed to bring. The other question is reform credentials of Raila Odinga and Kalonzo Musyoka. Raila Odinga is a reformist, and they're facing one guy whose reform credential is not known anywhere, the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Arap Ruto. So most people thought that Martha Karua would have added that reform credential to the ticket. That's now not going to have to happen. The other question is, who within this team of Azimio, especially from the larger Mount Kenya region, can face off with the Deputy President and deal with him? Martha Karua was a better candidate, and of course Peter Munya. But who else? Of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta will deal with the Deputy President. But I think he needed someone like Martha Karua. So this ticket will now miss the women card. It will now miss the reform credential. And it will now also miss a fighter who could, especially a woman who could face off with the Deputy President. But why do you think Martha Karua was absent? Before we go into all those details, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. So I've actually parked this car outside somewhere here, and I've closed the windows for the sound because I don't have my condenser microphone, so it's a bit hot. That's why you are seeing me. But it's okay. Now, let us ask ourselves the question. Why do you think Martha Karua boycotted this event? Because someone on Twitter asked Martha Karua where she was. And she responded that she was at home, actually just swinging. So which means Martha Karua deliberately missed this event. When Jubilee Party and ODM Party were holding their NDCs, Martha Karua was also deliberately absent. So the question is, why do you think Martha Karua boycotted this event? In my view, Martha Karua boycotted this event because of 4 reasons. The first reason why Martha Karua boycotted this event, in my view, is because of her bid to become the next governor for Kirinyaga. The truth of the matter is that politics is local. That's the truth. In the larger Mount Kenya region, the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, is basically ahead of Raila Odinga and is also ahead of President Uhuru Kenyatta, and is also ahead in general of Azimio. So Martha Karua, in her own wisdom, has figured out that for her to succeed, because even if Raila Odinga were to get 40%, Ruto 60%, it means anybody running on their ticket will have a upper hand. So Martha Karua, I think, doesn't want to antagonize those who are supporting Ruto. So she would rather have those who are supporting Ruto support her, and those who support Raila Odinga support her. So in my view, that's the main reason why Martha Karua decided that for her, she's not going to join Azimio, and definitely she might not join the Deputy President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, because she has already indicated that Ruto is the least qualified person to lead this country. So let us wait and see her main objective, because she's indicated severally that for her, she's going for Kirinyaga. So that's the first reason. The second reason for me is because of the running mate equation. Assuming Martha Karua was offered the running mate, do you think she would have missed these events? I don't think so. Martha Karua would have been the first person at KICC if she was offered the running mate slot. I think, and this one is something we look at very closely in the near future. Personally, I strongly feel that President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to retire. And because President Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to retire, you not want someone else emerge very strongly from the larger Mount Kenya region. That means that after we go for the elections, Uhuru Kenyatta will revive the reggae, the BBI reggae. And once that reggae is revived, then we are going to have the Prime Minister. So I'm seeing a situation where Uhuru Kenyatta is going to become the next Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. And the implication of that is that we cannot have a running mate or a deputy president from Kikuyu Nation, and also a deputy president from the Kikuyu Nation, and also a prime minister from the Kikuyu Nation. Kenyans were not going to accept that. So the best thing is to cede grounds and either have Peter Munya from Mount Kenya East Meru, and then Uhuru Kenyatta from the Kikuyu Nation, or have Kalonzo Musyoka as the running mate from Kamba Nation. Then Uhuru Kenyatta will come as a Kikuyu for the position of the Prime Minister of the Republic of Kenya. So because of that, Martha Karua missed out on the equation of the running mate. And because she missed out on the equation of the running mate, I personally think that she's now not very happy, and that's why she's avoiding all these events. That's number 2. Number 3, in my view, I think Uhuru Kenyatta's succession politics in the larger Mount Kenya region is also at play. Martha Karua was recently appointed as the spokesperson of the Kikuyu Nation. And she was appointed by a team comprising of Moses Kuria, comprising of Justin Muturi, comprising of Mwangi Kiunjuri. If you look at all those people, so far they've not joined any coalition. Moses Kuria is still flip-flopping. Mwangi Kiunjuri has stated that for him, he's not going to join Azimio, and he's also not going to join UDA. And Justin Muturi, I don't know how far he's going, but the truth of the matter is that all these guys are positioning themselves to succeed President Uhuru Kenyatta in the larger Mount Kenya region. So the best thing for them, I think what they want to do is to use their political parties, have a bit of impact, let's say 1, 2, 3 members of parliament, governor here, senator there, then they can start their succession politics immediately after this particular election. Their prayer is that President Uhuru Kenyatta will be out of the equation. So in my view, Uhuru Kenyatta's succession politics also played a huge role. Number 4, which is my last point, is that these people are keen on creating a third force. And that third force is not targeting the entire country. The third force they are creating is going to target the larger Mount Kenya region. And as we move forward, we'll see more of activities from these people. Remember, in the larger Mount Kenya region, there are those who are supporting Ruto, there are those who are supporting Uhuru. And there's the undecided. So my perspective is that this team is keen on trying to, very hard to tupitia katikati ya Uhuru and Ruto in the larger Mount Kenya region. Then finally they'll be able to take control of the region from the grip of President Uhuru Kenyatta. If you've been listening to these guys, they've been very consistent on one thing. They've been consistent that Uhuru Kenyatta should go home. Retire, go home. But you can't also rule out number 4, my last point, which is number 5, the possibility of Martha Karua positioning herself to join William Ruto and his brigades. If Martha Karua were to join William Ruto and his brigades, then I think the politics of the larger Mount Kenya region will also change in a very big way. Where will you place someone like Rigathi Gachagua, Alice Wahome, and the rest? Again, Martha Karua will bring to that team at least the reform credential. She will bring the women card to that team. She will bring the fighter in her, and Ruto is also a fighter. So a lot of politics are going to change. But I think you can't rule out the possibility of Martha Karua positioning herself to work with William Samoei Arap Ruto. I don't know what you think, but that's my point. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.